Hello guys, welcome back to Criminal Minds Unleashed. Today we've got something real to talk about. If you're new here, you're in for some deep dives into the stories behind the music, the culture, and the artists we all love. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always rocking with me. Before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell so you don't miss any of the fresh content we drop every week. Alright, let's get into it. Imagine being on the cusp of global fame, living your dreams, only to have it all cut short by gunfire. In recent years, the rap world has been rocked by a tragic trend. Rappers losing their lives to gun violence at an alarming rate. These aren't just local artists. Many of them were on their way to superstardom, some already household names. From Takeoff to XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle to Pop Smoke, each death has left fans and communities in shock, asking the same question: why? Today we'll dive deep into the lives and tragic deaths of these rappers, exploring how their lives were stolen and what we can learn from it. Takeoff, the tragic stray bullet. Takeoff, one-third of the legendary rap group Migos, was known for his laid-back persona, unique flow, and quiet presence. His group had achieved worldwide success, with hits like Bad and Bougé and Walk It Talk It. But on November 1st, 2022, the music world was shattered by the news of his sudden death. That night, Takeoff attended a private party at 810 Billiards and Bowling in Houston. The party ended without incident, but what followed was a tragic misunderstanding. Outside the venue, an argument escalated between two groups. In the chaos, shots were fired, and Takeoff, standing apart from the conflict, was struck by a stray bullet. It was a horrifying twist of fate. At just 28 years old, the world lost one of its most promising talents in a senseless act of violence. Two others were injured, but Takeoff's death would mark yet another rapper falling victim to gunfire. XXXTentacion, a rising star cut down. Just a few years before Takeoff's death, another young artist with a huge following met a tragic end. On June 18, 2018, XXXTentacion, a 20-year-old rapper known for his emotional, raw music, was shot and killed during a robbery in Deerfield Beach, Florida. XXXTentacion, born Jose Onfroy, had just left a motorsports store when two armed men approached his car. They shot him multiple times before fleeing with a Louis Vuitton bag containing $50,000 in cash. His death was a cold reminder of how fleeting success can be. At the time of his death, XXXTentacion was a divisive figure. He had legions of fans, especially after his hit song "Look at Me" catapulted him to fame. But he was also embroiled in controversy, including serious allegations of domestic violence. His music often reflected the inner demons he faced, offering a window into the struggles of a young man caught between fame and his troubled past. Despite the controversy, XXXTentacion was on the brink of an even larger breakthrough when his life was taken in such a brutal fashion. His murder shocked the rap community, with fans mourning the loss of a complex artist whose potential was never fully realized. Nipsey Hussle, a legacy of leadership and tragedy. Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a rapper. He was a leader, a businessman, and an advocate for change. Born and raised in south-central Los Angeles, Nipsey was deeply tied to his community, striving to uplift it, even as he found success in the music industry. He had just started gaining widespread recognition, earning a Grammy nomination for his 2018 album Victory Lap, when his life was cut short in a devastating act of violence. On March 31, 2019, Nipsey was shot outside his Marathon clothing store, the very business he had created to inspire and empower the local community. The shooter, Eric Holder, was someone Nipsey knew, a man who harbored personal grievances. Nipsey was shot 10 times in broad daylight. He had tried to de-escalate the situation moments before the attack, but Holder returned with a gun and opened fire. Nipsey's death sent shockwaves not just through the music industry, but across the world. He wasn't just a musician, he was a symbol of hope for many who grew up in similar circumstances. a beacon for those striving for something better. Nipsey Hussle's murder highlighted another tragic aspect of gun violence, how it often strikes within close circles, taking lives not just through random acts, but sometimes through personal conflicts. Even after his death, Nipsey's legacy of leadership, entrepreneurship, and advocacy for underrepresented communities continues to inspire. But his death was a heartbreaking reminder that even those working to make positive changes aren't immune to the violence plaguing their communities. Pop Smoke, a life stolen in a violent home invasion. Pop Smoke, a rising star out of Brooklyn, was on the brink of superstardom when tragedy struck. His deep, gravelly voice and drill music style quickly made him a fan favorite. With hits like Welcome to the Party and Dior, Pop Smoke was leading the charge of a new wave of New York hip-hop. But on February 19, 2020, his bright future was stolen in a violent home invasion. Pop Smoke was renting a house in the Hollywood Hills when a group of men broke in during the early morning hours. What began as a robbery turned deadly when one of the intruders shot Pop Smoke. He was only 20 years old, with his second mixtape, Meet the Woo 2, debuting at number 7 on the Billboard charts just a week earlier. Pop Smoke's murder shocked fans and the industry alike, as it was a stark reminder that violence can strike anywhere, even in what should be a place of safety. The aftermath revealed troubling details. Investigators believe that Pop Smoke may have inadvertently revealed his location on social media, making him a target for the robbers. The case underscores how fame and visibility can make artists vulnerable, especially in an era where social media plays such a central role in an artist's life and career. King Von. A life of controversy and violence. Chicago rapper King Von was another young artist whose life was violently cut short. Known for his gritty storytelling and authentic depiction of life on the streets, King Von was gaining traction in the music scene. But on November 6, 2020, an argument outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta escalated into a deadly shootout. King Von was shot and killed during the incident, which also left several others injured. Von's death was yet another tragic reminder of the violence that follows many rappers, especially those coming from difficult backgrounds. He had been part of the Chicago drill scene, which is often tied to gang conflicts and real-life violence. While his music told stories of survival and resilience, his life ended in the very kind of violence that he had often rapped about. Young Dolph. A hometown hero gunned down. Memphis-based rapper Young Dolph was known for his independence and his loyalty to his hometown. He had risen to fame with hits like Preach and Major, but beyond his music, he was beloved for his community involvement and entrepreneurial spirit. Tragically, on November 17, 2021, Young Dolph was shot and killed while buying cookies at a local bakery in Memphis. The senselessness of his death stunned fans and fellow artists alike. Dolph had survived previous attempts on his life, but this time, the gunman succeeded in taking him down. His murder left a deep void, not just in the music industry but in his community, where he was seen as a role model for many aspiring artists and entrepreneurs. As we reflect on the tragic deaths of Takeoff, XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, King Von, and Young Dolph, one question remains. How do we stop this cycle of violence? These rappers rose from challenging environments, only to be pulled back into the very world they tried to escape. Gun violence has stolen so many bright stars from us. What can we do, as a community, to protect the next generation of talent and ensure their legacies are ones of triumph, not tragedy? And that brings us to the end of this tragic yet important journey through the lives of Takeoff, XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, King Von, and Young Dolph. These artists gave us music that moved the world, but their lives were taken far too soon by senseless gun violence. As we reflect on their legacies, let's not forget the bigger picture. The need to stop this cycle of violence and protect future artists from meeting the same fate. If this story resonated with you, and you want to stay updated on more stories that dive deep into the music world, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think can be done to stop the violence plaguing the rap community? Let's continue this conversation together. Thank you for watching, and remember, every voice matters in making a difference. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.